All right, my friends, we're going to take a moment to show you how inflation is determined. I think this is actually pretty important. This is the definition of the market basket, which determines the consumer price index. So let's dive right into this, shall we? I think we'll get a lot out of this. This is from Higher Rock Education. I don't know what this is. A guy sent this to me yesterday, so I thought it was pretty interesting. Definition of a market basket. In economics, a market basket is an imaginary basket containing a standard set of goods or services commonly purchased by consumers used to track changes in the cost of living for different groups. Detailed explanations. Calculating the inflation rate is theoretically simple, but in reality, the task is daunting. The prices of one period compared to the other are another period for prices. The change in the average price is the inflation rate. But what items and prices are used to get a good sample? The government uses imaginary baskets. The basket is used to track market changes in the cost of living from the average household over an extended period of time. The cost of identical market baskets from different periods are compared. The inflation rate is the percentage change in the total cost of the two baskets. Massachusetts tracked inflation to adjust pay for soldiers during the Revolutionary War. The first basket included 5 bushels of corn, 68.47 pounds of beef, 10 pounds of wool, and 16 pounds of leather. That's pretty cool. This would certainly not be a basket of goods commonly purchased by consumers today. Many different baskets are used to measure inflation. The Consumer Price Index uses a basket of goods and services commonly purchased by an urban family. It is the most common measure of inflation because it's the broadest index and impacts most people. Another basket includes goods and services sold in the wholesale market. The changes in the cost of this basket determines the PPI, the Producer Price Index. The PPI measures inflation from the viewpoint of the sellers. The Consumer Price Index and the PPI, the Producer Price Index, are normally different because the market baskets used by the two groups differ. So the inflation rates for the two groups will probably vary. When calculating the U.S. CPI, Consumer Price Index, the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, for where we get this, is challenged to identify what should go into the market basket. If the items do not accurately represent what consumers buy, this calculated inflation rate will be inaccurate. Today, there are approximately 200 categories divided into 8 groups into the market basket determination. Each item is weighted by the probability that it will be purchased. For example, people buy food more often than they do clothes, so food is assigned a higher value than clothes. And this is the table that shows the market basket categories and their weight in December 2013. I thought this was pretty interesting because they're using housing, again, as by far and away the biggest source of the basket. Just like with the BLS studies that show you what their consumer expenditure survey is, housing again. I mean, housing is the number one cost that we all face, and the fact that housing is used here significantly higher than anything else, I think is wonderful. That's good because housing is the number one cost. Housing is the number one thing for market basket for the CPI. Food and beverages is number 3. Close number 3 is 15%. Transportation is number 2 at 16.5%. Healthcare is number 4. Yep. So just like in this consumer expenditure survey, you've got food and beverage, transportation, healthcare, and housing. That's pretty interesting. And then they got recreation. So that's good, man. That's the market basket right here. Food and beverages is 15%. Housing is 41%. Transportation is 16.5%. Healthcare is 7.5%, and education, communication is 7%. To accurately how market baskets must change. To accurately measure inflation, market baskets must change to reflect the current spending patterns. Imagine comparing price levels in 1950 to today. We have moved from typewriters to computers. Families had 1 phone in the 50s, but a family of 4 may have 4 or 5 phones. Television now provide a lot different. Yep. In 1950, a family may have been able to access 3 channels. Today, literally hundreds of channels are available. Our cars are more efficient, travel farther on a gallon of gas. Increases in the price of one good, including the market basket, might prompt us to substitute another good. For a detailed discussion, okay, that's pretty good, man. I like that. So that's the market basket right there. And there you go, my friends. Housing is the number one thing by far. That is your number one expense. Do what you can to reduce it, and you're going to be in a good place. All right, we'll see you.